I'm going to toss it to Connor to get us started
Yeah.
in the early career.
Yeah, so we'll start right from the beginning. So you were born in Johannesburg, South Africa, which obviously a lot different than here. So how did you start off playing soccer there? What was the beginning?
So over there's, I played rugby, I played cricket, tennis was once, and also soccer. Those were like my main 4 sports that I played. From the kind of like elementary, then middle school, I've kind of found my niche, playing soccer. Had a good group of guys that we always used to play out in our backyard, and, just kind of Edenvale Football Club was just outside of, the town where I lived. And, it was a good club, good coaches at that time. So, I found like a niche for it, so I let rugby go because I was kind of the skinnier ones, and, it wasn't my kind of sport, but, that's kind of when I started,
Yeah. So as we know, for your professional career, you played striker. But when you were younger, did you play anywhere else in the field? Was it like everywhere, or was it just mainly striker always?
Everywhere, man. I played every single position, and I tell, because I'm involved with youth sports now, and a kid that's struggling on the field, I can see it, maybe he'll love to score goals, but he's struggling, year in, year out. I'll say, hey, maybe drop back a little deeper, try different positions. But my first position was left back, and I played that. And when I started my first, when I signed my first contract, was at Logroñés in Spain. And I was bombing up and down the field, and eventually, I moved, got close to the goal because I had a good eye for goal. But yeah, it was left back. I played defensive midi. Then I moved out to, like number 10, playing in behind, but I was never connecting. Like, I always loved to run in behind. That was more of my thing, pace, speed in behind, So slowly but surely I crept forward, but definitely was left back. Even when I was younger, I was goalie too. So I was like, I tried everything.
Sounds very much like my path to success in soccer.
Yeah.
Played
You went the other way.
Yeah, I did. I went striker,
Yeah.
cam, CDM, outside back into goal. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, it's just like you find the niche, you fall in love with, I just love scoring goals. That was my thing,
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know you've had experience, obviously, then with the youth football in South Africa, and I know you have some experience with youth football in Long Island. What would you say were some of the similarities or differences between both of the systems there?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me think now. Similarities, I would say, were, definitely like the work ethic that some of the kids put in. Especially I had a coach to look up to. He was an ex-pro, like he was a good player, and I think that's key, is when there's a coach that they look up to, and not just maybe like a dad. And I'm not killing the dads, I'm just saying, someone with knowledge. The kids respond to it differently, so differences, I'd say probably the style of play. South Africa, there are a lot of technical players, that I played with, and I remember when I was that age, we did a lot more of tactical stuff in the youth compared to here. I mean, I'm bringing it to them, but I don't see it enough in most of the youth sports here. Because for me, as a coach now, it was very hard to become automatically a coach like the next day. Coming from a player to coach, you have to learn it. So, like the tactical side to it, for me, the kid's got to understand the games, got to be smart, right? That's, I think, one of the hardest things for a kid to understand. Fitness-wise, the fast feet, the strength, that can always be worked on. So yeah, definitely those two, I would say.